this is me, Sawmill TCG, and I'm joined by RX Saffron TCG. But what's happening? We haven't uploaded in a while, months, maybe even years, possibly. But we're planning on turning this channel into a joint YouTube channel where we upload at least 3 times a week. Talk about meta, market watch, and maybe have some sim games or webcam games.
Yeah, a lot has changed in the game, but basically we're back now. And we're about to tell you about this Double Dawn tier list. So this is a new event coming up. The signups open Saturday the 7th. So hopefully soon to the uploading of this video. This video is being recorded on the 6th. And this is our prediction for the best leaders for you to get a free trip to Milwaukee.
Yeah, one thing to clarify is the Double Dawn. You only get one Double Dawn for your Dawn deck, and that's going to be the first Dawn you draw every game. There's no 10 Double Dawns, so 9 of your Dawns just 1,000 power regular. So it's not as broken as people thought, and it's not as different, but there'll definitely be some niche interactions and such that are impacted by the 1k additional power.
Yeah, the Double Dawn, I should probably explain. It's just, like Sorma said, just one Dawn that's a plus 2k power as opposed to plus 1k.
Yeah, and it works as a regular Dawn, like it taps for one.
All right, so let's get into this tier list. So we got free trip to Milwaukee, W try, Loki and then So to start off, we got Zoro. So the reason that Zoro's in here is because we have a Dawn times 1 effect. So that means on your turn, as opposed to swinging for 6, you're swinging for 7. I think this is Loki,
Yeah, like I guess it's cool. It has 1 times Dawn and you swing 7, but like, I don't know. Animal Zoro is like the only viable build of Zoro, really, and it's definitely good against other decks, but I feel like it's not going to put in any work against like top meta decks. Like it's probably gets absolutely crushed by Mihawk and probably even Ace and Emu.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
it might be like easy to beat with your like 1-cost event and whatnot, but it's still very luck dependent.
Yeah, because your board is still going to be like around 5k power. A lot of these other
Even
leaders,
less, like 4k.
Exactly. So it doesn't really, his leader effect isn't really like, the Dawn on him doesn't really matter as much as it is enabling his board, and his board is still small. So
No, if they made him today, they would have made his effect like work on both turns for sure.
For sure. Next we have Dofi. Dofi is probably Loki, and this is probably
I think Dofi could be W try, honestly.
because you got to swing for 8.
You swing for 8, that'll help against like UP and Ace, all these 6k leaders.
But I fear that you have the same problem as Zoro, which is that your board is still mainly like 5. There's some 6Ks, but it's still like decently weak and super able to be bounced.
That's fair, but you also have a like opportunity for double body on several turns, and you also have 4-cost Law, which is like gonna be pretty impressive, and potentially Jozu, Red Rock, Gravity Blade, like whatever you're expecting, those will all like help against other decks. Like this deck probably slams Boa. You bounce their bodies, putting their hand.
I'd be okay then. Okay, for now we'll go W try. I've been convinced. Now we got Arlong, which is a Dawn times, let me see, Dawn times 2 when attacking. And you have to tap another Dawn. You get bring out a body. I'm mainly putting this here because my goat Nori.
Nori, yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Sleepy Nori.
Dofi, but instead of playing from top deck, you play from hand and 4-cost trigger bodies.
And you don't have blue, which is like the big problem.
That is a big nerf. Like you don't have access. You have access to Dead Man's Game or Hody, which is good, but you don't have Pudding or Red Rock, Gravity Blade, Jozu, whatever. Like anything to disrupt your opponent's tempo, really.
Loki, this might be like top of Loki. It might be top of Loki. All right, now the newest boogeyman, Yellow Luffy. So I think it's up here, even though it literally gets no buffs at all from Double Dawn, because it's just good into aggro.
Yeah, if you're really worried about aggro, you can, add your 5-cost Nami and whatnot in there for removal. I think this deck is not good, but a lot of people don't know how to play against yellow,
And first, you just have to win the locals just to qualify to. So this isn't like the final tier list for in Milwaukee. This is just to get you to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I think for that case, Yellow Luffy is pretty good pick.
Yeah, but basically, like if you look at everything else on the top tier list, you'd rather play any of those if you are skilled at the game than play
Probably,
this.
probably, but I still think it's up here, or at the
Yeah,
very
for
least,
sure.
it's like top of here. But still, we could rearrange at the end. Here's my sleeper pick. One of them, Katakuri. So Katakuri, I think it was a top 16 at the last nationals, just randomly, because his leader effect and yellow cards are just progressively getting better and better. And we get a swing for 8k now. So mainly what this event does is a lot of these leaders, they're contingent on their swing, and their swing is weaker into 6k leaders. With this format, that basically makes it a lot nicer. You get to turn your 7k swing into an 8k swing.
And I mean, this topped at Nats without Trailer Bark Slop and such. So imagine what you could do with the Trailer Bark Slop and new support.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, 10 Mom is still a good card. Still a
Yeah,
good card.
and like especially like yeah, if you're seeing these like yellow Luffys and boas, like looking at their life, rearranging it, you can control when they're triggering their shit.
You
Like you can take their zero cost off bottom,
exactly, and you
whatnot,
play
and like
around their
trash
two
it with 10
cost.
mom.
You know, like the 2 cost rearrange event.
Yeah, Flame Dragon King.
Yeah, Katakuri just says, "Fuck that, it's my stack now." Next, we got your goat, Foxy.
Yeah. Not really impacted by the addition of the Double Dawn. I think it's just a very good deck that a lot of people won't know what to do against because, they probably have never read those cards before. And then they'll be like, oh, I can't attack with my leader or my big guy. Now I'm screwed.
Yeah, and especially since I think this format buffs like a bunch of these when attacking leaders and the +1 leaders. It's the same as like Yellow Luffy, where it's getting buffed by the surroundings, not necessarily by the format. Next, we have Yamato. So I put this one here because we're able to use Rested Dawn, and I think that's another big buff from this event, is like the actives and then the rested users.
I think it's still fraudulent because sure, maybe use the rested Dawn, but then that's not going onto leader effect because you can't move the rested to leader. You can only put it to characters. And I feel like you want the Dawn on leader for the double attack, high double attack damage.
So you're feeling Loki, yeah?
Yeah, I think it'll probably be played a lot because people are like, oh, double Dawn, these big swings and such. And like, if you're not prepared for a big banish swing, like, it could be rough getting double attack banish.
Yeah. Okay, this is my sleeper pick. I have so much faith. Dragon lets you have 2 Double Dawn in your deck, effectively. Because you're able to get the... No, it's true. Because you get the Dawn on your leader, and then you move it to another character, so you get to use the Double Dawn twice.
Well, yeah.
So this
With
is the...
two Dawn on leader, you swing, what, 8k, and then you
Yes.
move them to something, and then your characters all have like, oh, when attacking, if you have 7k, you do something.
Yes. This is the one leader I've been testing for this format, and it feels good, except into the big boogie bosses. It feels fine into Ace, but Emu is just like... I mean, we're going to rate it later, but like...
Good cook, bro. But like,
the
I
gatekeeper.
think 2 cost Luffy, it's not going to be rotated by the time this is out, so you could still run that, the one that adds 2 Rested Dawn, and I used to run that in an old Dragon list where you use that to get free Dawn after playing something, and then moving the Dawn to like Ivankov or whatever to like get effect for Ivankov.
Exactly, bro. No, this is the one leader I think that's the most buffed by Double Dawn. At me in the comments, bro. Because he's the only leader that can have 2 Double Dawn in his deck, basically.
That's not true because, well, I think that is true.
Yeah.
Because Red Luffy can't rearrange like that, right?
No. He just dicks it from Rested. I checked it before. I should have put it on here, but it's because of that reason exactly. It just moves Rested.
Yeah.
All right, another Boogeyman. Loki, I think he's nerfed hella by everyone else having another Dawn to swing into him.
Yeah, this deck gets really bricky early, and like, oh, they're swinging instead of a 6k swing, they're swinging 7 early, or they're swinging 8. Like, you're like, fuck, I'm finished now.
Exactly, you're scared, bro. This is the one that you had some belief in. Where do you think this goes?
Then either Lokia or I think we can keep it in the higher of Lokia because multiple bodies, like triple body with like 6 law and stuff, sounds kind of insane to me. And being able to just swing like 7 with lead, or potentially using restand law for lethals, like you put double down on some body, use restand law to restand it or whatever, like that's
You know
gonna be
what?
crazy
That's so
damage.
true. That's literally exactly the same reasoning as Dragon, where you're taking a double
We can
Dawn
put him
and
into
using
W
it.
try just because of restand law.
Yeah. definitely. This deck gets so nerfed. It's so crazy. This is another deck that I thought would be useful because it uses a lot of rested, and I think the 1K would be
Yeah.
impactful.
It
But I
also uses active, like you're using your event like observation hockey, you move an active Don to pay for the cost.
mm-hmm. Yeah, this deck like moves Dawn around a good bit. So I don't know. I guess like in the end it's gonna be a question of like how many of these other decks does it beat? Like that's like gonna
Yeah.
be the oh my god, our blue purple matchup is so much better. This should be decent. I don't know. I'll leave it here for now. This gets no buffs. In fact, I think it gets nerfed a little bit.
Because it has a lot of breaks, and you're probably not have if you're playing on curve, you're not having Dawn up for your counter event early
Exactly.
often.
So I'm confused. Is it Lokia or W? I feel like it's in between.
Loki, I think.
Yeah, you're not gonna be freezing as much stuff because look at like the W try section. It's so much more aggro.
Yeah, and lists are even going lower on 6 cost law. I mean, you have to definitely build differently if you want to play in this format.
Now this is definitely buffed. More aggro plus we get to swing 8K.
You have like also like access to like any removal tool you want. You got the 2 cost one Nojiko bounces like a 5. You can
Mm-hmm.
Jozu that back to hand, use it again later. Gravity Blade, Red Rock, whatever. It doesn't matter that they're bricks because you pitch for leader effect. And you get the free Dawn from Girl every turn, so you're gonna be swinging 7 at least every turn.
Loki, it might even be higher. Might even be free
I think
trip.
free trip.
I think it's free trip, bro. This might be the goo.
Pudding too.
Pudding, yeah. Um, this is another one that I think is a popular deck, but definitely nerfed because you're getting more swings at you, and your big counter
Yeah.
events are, you don't want to use that for a 7K swing. That was a 6K swing.
If your opponent focuses board though, you might be chilling. But if they focus life, you might be cooked. But I think deck is just insane with Reiju. Like against a lot of these decks, like Reiju Gravity Blade would probably end them there.
Yeah, exactly. Like the deck is too strong to put down here, I think. It's just inherently too strong even if it's nerfed. Another deck that's been on the rise. I think it is definitely not buffed. But is it strong enough like Sanji that it deserves to be
It is
here?
very defensive. You can play defensively if you need to with your 6 cost Rosy Law. That's a good blocker. And then it has these other blockers like the 4/6, the 4/5, which is also good hand disruption.
But our leader effect takes life and we only have 4 of it.
Definitely solid.
We're moving on. S tier literally only gets buffed. And the fact that our leader effect gives minus 2K is actually so crazy. Because normally we're pitching leader effects for 6K swings. So who cares if it's a 7K swing? It doesn't fucking matter. I
Pretty
think.
much, yeah. And like with like your value plays of like Yamato and whatnot, adding Dawn.
Yeah,
or,
it just
like,
gets better.
your Goonbeard. Yeah, it's just more damage now.
So yeah, definitely this out of like the 4 meta decks, I would believe that this is definitely the most buffed, if maybe Mihawk. But I think this Loki is.
I think Mihawk.
You think Mihawk's the
we'll
best?
get there.
Oh, this is another one that's been on the rise. A Dawn 1 effect and a lot of sustain with its leader effect. I don't
Yeah,
know.
if you manage your Dawn correctly and you have a build where it's like majority Straw Hats so you can protect your board too with leader effect, like you're definitely chilling.
Mm-hmm. Now another brother. Wait, I just realized we had all 3 brothers. I don't think he's as strong as his siblings. I think
I mean, he is getting free Dawn every turn after 6 Dawn, and he's going to be swinging like 8 always.
I think it's
So-
just marginally better.
It is marginally better for sure.
So this one I think is definitely nerfed, but it's still Emu. It's still fucking Emu.
Yeah, Emos should be up there still because you can deal with a lot of these more rogue decks.
Yeah, bro. Emu
But,
in the
like,
end.
you got to worry about like, oh, Mihawk restand 3 Dawn. Instead of swinging 8K, they're going to swing 9K. So now you can't just 4K counter it. Now you have to give up 2 cards if you want to counter.
Yeah,
That's
but then
something
we just run the
considering.
1 cost event and then we just get a 1K, a 2K back, and then it never matters.
True. You're always running Garp spell.
So now here's the one that you gave valuable insight on. Do you want to tell the class?
Yeah, no. So Roger's effect, you get a Dawn and you have to attach it to leader. So people would be like, oh wait, that's a free 7K swing every turn. But no, you don't attach Dawn from your current Dawn field. You're attaching Dawn that you get from your Dawn deck, so it's gonna be a different Dawn every turn basically. So if someone tries to attach double Dawn every turn on Roger, they're cheating.
Tell him, bro. Tell him. So yeah, with that in mind, effectively Roger is like a 7k 3 life leader because you snap take the first two swings so fast. And with all of the Dawn additions, I think that makes him weaker.
Yep.
I think the main thing to take away, I'll say it like a little early, from this event is that basically all this does is makes the format a little bit faster and makes decks a little bit buffed. That's all.
Yep.
I was hoping that it did a lot more to the meta, but that would be the true if it was like 2 double dawn. If it was 10 double dawn, this would be like the best deck of all time.
Deck, yeah.
But since it's only a single double dawn, I feel like it's not. I wish it did more.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to another buff recipient. This is a lot of aggro.
Body's interesting. Like, you just play on your Trailer Bark trigger body and then attach 2 Dawn and then swing 8k with lead.
I think we can make it to W try. I think we can get there with 5 life in all the triggers.
It's got interesting triggers, you know, and rest your opponent's blockers and stuff.
So you believe this one to be S?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's probably like in the top 3, I'd say, honestly, because I don't know, it's already a very like heavy hitting deck, and being able to pay a cost with the Dawn and then just restanding it to use for swings is pretty nice.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a restander and it's already a meta deck. How many of these are slash? Let me see. Wait, Loki. Oh,
None.
none.
We get to slash down in W try, right? Like, is Katakuri slash or strike?
Katakuri strike.
Yeah.
I just realized something we missed, bro. If this resets the whole list of killing myself. Zoro. I forgot to put Zoro in here.
Oh, Green Zoro. Definitely good. We'd probably put that in W try though, because I think Mihawk will be more present.
Exactly. Just imagine Zoro here.
Swing restand is broken.
It is, but unfortunately, all of these have a way to deal with it. Besides this, I guess this would probably be a Zoro victim.
They can run like Slave Arrow and stuff, and like pick up
nullify
their body
it.
That's being swung into to nullify.
I suppose. So yeah, this is unfortunately would be like the by far best deck in format if we had like even 4 double dawn. If it was more than 1, even at 2, this would be like crazy buffed, and Dragon would be crazy buffed. But unfortunately, I think you go right here in W try King.
Yeah, I feel like just like a worse Rayleigh right now.
Yeah, so sad. I really loved playing the deck. It's super fun.
It does have the control aspect if you run Law and Jozu.
Yeah, exactly. It's super cool. It's like aggro and control. I love it. But unfortunately, this will just be a pet deck. I think this gets nerfed low-key because we're getting punched in the face a bunch. And we only have 4 life. And we can't become a 7k leader. Thoughts?
Yeah, you cannot take life as liberally as a lot of BOA players do.
Yeah. And we can't just throw 2ks anymore.
Yep.
Your goat. Where does your goat go? I think it's here, bro. I hate to break it to you.
Doesn't really get any buff from this extra Dawn, and like he's just getting hit for harder numbers. Like now you can't even like, oh, I'm gonna redirect this attack to my big body, but then it's like, oh wait, the attack is actually equal to the body, so I still have to counter.
Yeah, and your one card that freezes is like your only play, and then you have to go back to 7. So like,
yeah,
yikes. This is in the same boat, but worse probably. By the time we're freezing shit and chaining, I feel like we're cooked.
We're already low on life.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This doesn't have a... No, this isn't a Dom times 1. We heal, but like, still, I think we're still here.
It's an annoying deck, I guess, but I don't know if it's good enough to be a W try.
I think these mog it. Basically, when I'm trying to decide the list, I'm like, does the tier above, like, slam it?
Yeah.
You said this one, though. This is your sleeper pick?
I think Green Uta is really good because, yeah, you're just swinging basically 7k every turn. You have a lot of effects like, here, I have a list. I'll leak the tech. Run 1-cost Green Searcher Nami from EBO2. And you run a lot of Straw Hat film cards that it can search, so you're basically never missing. So then this is basically a 6 claw strategy. You like turn 1, you search maybe New Genesis, whatever. In turn 2, you 4 cost Zoro, restand 2 Dawn. You're gonna swing 8 with lead because one's a double Dawn. And
Yeah,
that Zoro's really good because it restands itself. The next turn is just 6 cost Law, pick up the Nami, play out 5 cost Sanji, restand 2 Dawn, swing another 8 with that, or like swing 6 7, with Zoro leader.
yeah,
I don't know. It seems
I
good.
could see a
And
lot
then
of
you also have,
potential.
yeah, you got 7 cost Uta, which has the activate main ability of like resting a 4 cost or even resting a Dawn and restanding a Dawn. So you can do a lot of cool things with that for your lethals.
I mean, they just keep printing more and more film cards that it's gonna keep buffing this deck incrementally.
Yeah.
And this Dawn is just another one.
They have KO protection also in a 3 cost Luffy. So I think unironically, you could tech this deck like heavily around like Emu and do good.
Do you think it makes it a free trip to Milwaukee?
It depends on really how much blue decks are there because this deck is gonna have a lot of cards. It gets a good 4K counter event next in EBO 3 also, but you're you're kind of susceptible to pudding. You'd have to heavily counter early, and
Hmm.
that may puts your board at risk, kind of.
Yeah, you don't have like
But
Infinite
I
Dawn.
think it's good. Maybe higher in W try, but
Yeah, we can get to
maybe not
rearranging. We
go
only have
3.
one left.
Yeah.
And this one I think is also an interesting one because not only can we use the Dawn, we probably will use the Dawn our leader, but also restanding things. And we can like, I don't know.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, I can turn the 5K body into 7K, so
Yeah, and then
it's
you can
like a
swing with
tricky
that
thing.
twice.
Yeah.
So technically you could still use 2 double Dawn, like Dragon and who's the other one?
K law.
Law. But I still don't think that's enough, especially with all of these 5 life. That's why I think a lot of these 5 life leaders are like
Yeah.
buffed because people are going to be going. The games will be faster and people are going to be more aggressive. So taking
Yeah.
extra life is pretty nice. Do you agree with Loki? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to sorting. All right, so what is the big three? What is our? I think
Uh,
Loki is it something like this. I think. I think Ace is too
yeah. We
good.
want to have Emu higher than the Grud Green Luffy.
Uh, it's just too good.
Yeah.
This seems good to me. Thoughts?
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
next one.
funny, we were just predicting like the good decks are gonna do good, which is
I mean,
probably
in the
true.
end, yeah, because that's what in my testing, that's what I found. It's that like this format doesn't do enough that like makes these go down, and it just like
Yeah.
lightly brings everything else up. Like this becomes like way more
Pretty much.
relevant, but it still doesn't become relevant enough to like beat these 3 decks consistently.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately, I have to test, but like I fear maybe with Uta, like if you can't beat these 3 decks consistently, then like it's not enough.
Okay, I will say from testing, I against sim players, I've beat Emu Mihawk very consistently, and I've beat Ace.
But Ace is like the hardest one.
I'd say so. I haven't played against it much, but I feel like yes, you'd have to get 6 cost law on the matchup, or else they just bounce whatever like single body you play.
Yeah, I think Ace is. I mean, big shocking news. Ace strong. Ace super strong.
Ace good, yeah.
All right, let's arrange this because definitely I don't think Dofi's at the top. I need to play it, but from what I'm hearing, we feel like this is strong. I think Dragon is actually the wave, bro. I think Dragon deserves some respect. This could be up.
I think it's decent. I think it's just gonna lose to the 3 big decks. Like I don't see it winning against Ace, Mihawk, or Emu.
It's good. I swear. I swear. You punch it so hard, you
Pretty
swing
sure we've
eight
been
eights.
playing against Ace players on Sim, they are really bad.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see, bro. Maybe we'll do a future video of testing because I really want to try hard for that double down. This prizing is so good.
I think it's so good. I hope I can go to them.
I hope so too. Let's see. What's after? What's at the top? This is definitely still somehow. Oh, this is here.
Boa, I think, is still
Boa.
decent.
I guess we should
We
probably.
just don't know how to play against yellow.
Low-key, this might be too many leaders to rank. what that's
Maybe we should go to
doing.
Loki and move stuff down to
Yeah. I'm sorry. I need to be
who's on.
convinced, bro. Kuzan.
Yeah. Roger is. No, he can probably stay
You can
because
probably say
7K
Loki.
will be decent. Becoming 9K is good.
I guess like the question is like how many of these 5 decks does like this beat, and then they can get like moved down because this is like basically the same thing, Loki. That's why it's Loki. Because if
I
you're
think Zoro
playing,
Sanji can pressure Emu more, but I think it probably gets walled by Ace and Mihawk.
yeah, even with the extra Dawn and this deck, like I don't know how you win against Red Green Luffy.
Yeah.
Um, this can beat. I don't know. I feel like maybe we just leave these
Just move
ones as
Dofi
is.
down.
Dofi down, sure.
No, the purple Dofi.
Oh, lol. More testing needs to be
He's
done,
not doing anything.
but this seems like a pretty good list in my eyes.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you want to do the sign outs, Ormo?
Sign out. Well, I guess thank you all for watching. We hope to make more content soon. Check us out on Twitter if you're not following already.
Yep. And sounds good. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.